everybody. This is SharksBiteStuff, and we are doing the 12th edition of the podcast right now. With me today, I have one co-host. His name is RoG Steele. How's it going?
It's going good, man. How are you?
Oh, it's good. It's 3 in the morning, though, but I don't care.
It's 1 in the morning for me, so it's all good, man.
Yes, it's 3. Ooh, okay. So, hopefully this is a little bit less of a wait for everyone that's anxious for the podcast, because the last one was a little bit after the 10th, and this is, I don't even know when the last one was. I think it was about 3 weeks.
It was almost a month ago.
Yeah, so we're trying to get these going as reoccurring as we can, but it's really hard when there's really no gaming news at all, and that's what you guys care about. But we'll talk about gaming stuff later. We got some RoG news to talk about. So, on the first multiple list of events in RoG that has changed, we would like to congratulate the newest RVs, and I'm sure that they will do a great job. So, I would like to congratulate Metal and Corpses for their promotion! I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, seriously though, congratulations. Best of luck to you guys. And then also to add, this is actual news that we just found out tonight, which is great timing. RoG Tragic RV has returned as well. He's decided to unretire and come back as a revolutionist. So that gives us a total of 4 revolutionists that are active in RoG currently. So that's awesome. So it just tells us that, hey, community is getting a little bit bigger, and we're expanding. We're getting good people that especially from a leadership standpoint. So things are going very well in that regard.
Yeah, and we are currently looking for people to be district generals. So if you're interested for the job, send Viper many PMs and lots of visitor messages. Don't tell him I though.
Sharks is completely pulling your leg there. Don't even do that. Yeah, the reason why, this is a lesson learned, right? This is actually good that you bring this up, Sharks, because number 1 rule, never ask for the rank.
Unless you want it.
No. Wrong again, Sharks. The reason why is you don't want to be like, hey, when are you going to promote me to district general?
Yeah, in all honesty, don't.
And you're probably never going to get promoted. The best thing to do is just to bust your tail off, do what is required of that position.
Yeah.
If you're a general, if you're a captain, do what needs to be done.
Yeah, and instead of asking for it like I'm trying to get you guys to do, so Viper has 1,000 things to look at, instead of asking for that rank, show that you deserve it. Because I know with all these promotions happening, that all you guys are thinking, oh, yes, it's my rank now. But in all honesty, if someone gets promoted, that doesn't mean someone below them is automatically going to move up. You have to earn that spot. And you got to run RoG like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like a boss. Like a basura.
The basura.
Basura. I don't know. I heard that word somewhere, and I don't know what it means. Is it a basura or is it a basura?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
If anyone knows, tell me how to pronounce it in the comments below.
And if you can't pronounce that, it tells you that you're just as crazy as SharksBiteStuff, which he's a pretty crazy guy.
No, I disagree.
In other news, we have decided to shoot SharksBiteStuff. No, I'm actually completely kidding.
No, don't do that.
We can't do that. We can't kill the host of the show.
That would hurt.
That would truly hurt, and that would ruin the purpose of humiliating you in front of a crowd of people.
I really hope you're not.
As I throw eggs at you.
I really hope you're not going to humiliate me on this edition.
Oh, if Viper was on this edition, I would be definitely making him feel uncomfortable, as he would say.
Oh.
Also, as far as other news, signature of the week it's a reoccurring thing, and we will definitely be making sure that is announced every time that the voting process is available. Especially from the standpoint where we want to really have everyone be able to voice their opinion as to which one deserves the most credit.
Heck yeah.
So that will definitely be posted.
Yep, and Fluttershy is doing a great job making sure that this is, like, the deadlines are met, and then the next one is up at that time right after the second one. And it's getting a lot more activity than it used to be. I don't want to take credit if that was due to the podcast or not, but I'd like to congratulate everyone who's thrown in an entry the past, 2 or 3. I don't know how long ago it was. But I still want to see a little bit more entries because there's only about 3 or 4 each time, and I'm trying my best just to throw them in there. And then there's even a theme suggestion thread that you can post ideas for what you want to make a sig about next, and I'm pretty sure Fluttershy looks at those for days. Also, there's a theme suggestion thread in the Signature of the Week forum that you can post your ideas for what you'd like to have for the next week's idea. And Fluttershy looks at those all the time for what the possible theme would be for the next week. So that's always something to do if you want to get more involved with that. But I think that'll do it for Signature of the Week discussion.
Awesome.
But yeah, enter, bitches.
Yeah, make sure you vote, regardless.
Yeah,
anybody can vote in our
yeah, and
please do so.
Yeah, and if you don't even enter, then just voting helps. And I do see like at least 17 or 18 on each one. But there's like 500 active members currently, and if only 18 are voting, what the hell?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Oh, and here's another thing. Don't vote for yourself, damn it.
Yeah, if you vote for yourself, me and Sharks, we will come for you.
I don't know if anyone is doing that, but I don't know how to see who voted for what, if that's a poll thing or that's disabled on it or not. But honor system, people.
One of the things that we have brought up, actually I brought up it on the forums recently, about the possibility of adding more ranks. Some people also discussed and said, hey, that I should mention this on the podcast. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and mention it and discuss it with Sharks here and see what he says and thinks about it. Basically, my idea was to incorporate just 2 ranks, the rank of Sergeant and Lieutenant. The sole purpose of it is to not be the purpose of a fielder rank in no way, shape, or fashion. Sergeant and Lieutenant will actually help the community substantially. And the reason I say that is because it will actually ensure that people are being trained to become a leader. Because, going into just a rank structure where it's recruit, corporal, and then captain, I mean, as a corporal, all you are is a member. You're not really a stepping stone to becoming a leader at that point. You're just a member, essentially. So it's really hard to determine if you're going to be a captain. A solid captain that has good leadership. But if you have the rank of Sergeant Lieutenant, as they're getting promoted to the rank structure, they're going to be able to really identify who's going to be the one stepping it up. What do you think about it, Sharks?
Well, I've been in RoG for a while, and I remember way back whenever there was, like, not only was there Revolutionist and District General, but there was also, I can't even remember what it's
Section
called.
General.
Section
there was
General.
Lieutenant Commander. There was...
Yeah, there were so many more ranks, and it's at least double what it was now. And, like, to go from corporal to captain to general, I mean, I agree with you about how you have no idea if you're going to go from a corporal to a captain, because at that point you're just a member, and there's really nothing to go, like, to strive for.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do like the idea of adding more ranks, maybe not just, like, sergeant and lieutenant, because having more ranks, not, like, too many, but having more gives more people incentive to come out of their comfort zone and try harder for something. And I know there's going to be people that don't really care for a rank, but you're going to have those people that that really care about making this community a lot better, and those people that do so are going to have that shown for them by getting promoted here and there, and then sooner you know it, they're going to have they're going to have command of their own brigade. And then it only goes up from there. But I'm in favor of the rank structure. I mean, I don't know how soon though, because I mean it kind of just changed, and I don't know if anyone's really still getting used to this one.
Yeah.
But I'm at the very bottom where it says the ranks. There's only 3 that are actually on the color code thing. And then there's also captain and corporal. So you have 5 ranks, really. And the only difference between corporal and revolutionist is just 3 spots. And with having that much of a gap to go to get a promotion, well, not really to get a promotion, but to have that much of a gap between being just a company member to controlling your own brigade, I think it's too much of a gap to have like a lot of work put to that. I'd rather see you go from corporal to sergeant, and then you're like, oh my god, I just got a promotion. I need to work harder I need to work harder to get another one.
Yeah, you feel like
it promotes incentive to do things.
You earned it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it would make the community run a little smoother, and it also would add some organization about to who's who. And then, like, not just to the captain, but if you have, like, a sergeant and a lieutenant, if you have a corporal that has no idea what they're doing, they can go to, like a sergeant and say, hey, what can I do here? And if the sergeant has no idea, then you go to lieutenant. Then you just work your way up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, the generals might have a little more work, like balancing the ranks and whatever. But I mean, you have more companies, and then you have the captains that pretty much run everything in that company. And I think the captains are pretty much considered like smaller generals, and that'll get them ready for a promotion if they ever deserve one.
Well, best example of this is I recently got promoted captain here in RoG. Mind you, I was in RoG a long, long time ago. But, you know, right now I'm a captain, and the problem that I'm running into is I have roughly 8 or 9 people. Oh, what you drinking there? Drinking some Pepsi or some shit?
No. I'm really thirsty.
Distracted me. Anyways, you know, I have about 8 people, and the thing is I want to definitely recruit and expand and make the company much bigger, but it's kind of hard to do that when it's a smaller rank structure. Now, if there was sergeant and lieutenant ranks, then I can really fill people in a little bit better and easily have a company of 20 people.
Yeah,
which would be easily manageable. Everyone will know their objective and goal and what they're supposed to do at that rank. Everyone will have their own individual part. But it's really hard to do that with the rank of corporal to captain. It's really difficult, and that's why I think we should definitely. That's why I think they should definitely incorporate it.
Yeah, like if that corporal would get promoted to a sergeant, then they would consider themselves like ahead of the game and would prepare themselves for like a captain spot. When on the other hand, if you just go from like a corporal to a captain, then it's kind of iffy because you're going from very little responsibilities to all of a sudden, I have to deal with some stuff now. And I mean, that might be good in some cases, but I honestly think that it's better to work your way up to a captain and then to work your way up to a general, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, that's really the best way to do it is, you know, be trained and learn the ways. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm a corporal, and within a month you're going to become a captain and know exactly what you need to do as a captain. And I don't really think that's going to allow you to do that with the current rank structure. I think that's going to really make it it's just going to make it harder for some people to realize what they have to do at that rank of captain, so it's going to be the biggest part, and you can't really find that person, like I said earlier, so that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, so I'm for it.
So all then we can really wait for is to hear what the RV say about it. I talked to Viper recently, and he said that he wasn't able to talk to the other RVs about it, but they're supposed to talk about it in a meeting or some sort of discussion, and we should know pretty soon. It sounded like they were in favor of it, all of them, for the most part, so hopefully that's the case, and hopefully it is implemented soon, so that way I can build my company up even more and go from there.
I'm a corporal.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Represent.
Yeah. All the CPLs.
CPLs.
CPL for...
All the CPLs up in here.
CPL for life.
Politely stating it that you're a CPL.
Uh-huh. All right. On the last episode of the podcast, we thought it'd be a great idea to introduce a comments and questions section. So, what we're going to do is read those comments and questions right now. Steele, why don't you go ahead and read the first?
Sure, I can do that.
Good. Reading isn't hard.
Yeah, for some people.
No, it's not. Okay, maybe it is.
Alright, so the first question that we got here is from SuperPro69. His question is, what is it that makes RoG the greatest gaming community in the world?
That's a really easy question. And the answer is me. Next question.
No, seriously. What do you think about that question?
Oh, what makes us the best? I would have to say that we might not be the biggest competitive type of community. However, we all do get along with each other, and we can pretty much talk to anyone here. So I would say that the fact that we're social with everyone and that we like to have tournaments here, prizes there, there's a lot of variety going on, and with everyone being active and whatever, I think it just makes for a great experience.
I agree. I think it's the greatest one out there because you always have someone to game with, and it's all about having fun. No one really pressures you to do something unless you want to do it. That's what really makes us separated from everybody else. Is that the leaders care about the people and they hear out what they have to say, and that's a really big thing is hearing our input and actually acting on the members' opinion on something and saying, oh, okay, well, this is what they think, so let's, if everyone thinks that, then let's make it happen. They're here for our success and here to make us happy, so
yeah,
definitely a good thing.
And there's also so many multimedia groups that you can join, like Steele runs the news team, there's the graphics team, there's the podcast, which you're listening to right now, am I right?
I think so.
Yeah, you are. And there's also there's an event team. They do like tournaments, game nights, all-nighters. I love the all-nighters. And I believe when we do like the year anniversary like span of events or whatever, they mostly come up with the ideas for that. We also have a recruiting team, which says in the title what they do. I think that's it for the montage media teams.
So go ahead and kick off the other question there, Shark.
Okay, the next question is from RoG Whitecap, who says, or asks, I should say, how has RoG grown / expanded in the past couple of years? Still, you have been here for days. Tell us your experience.
I've been here for about almost 2 months. But to answer the question, I was in RoG a long time ago. How has it grown and expanded? Well, mind you, I haven't been in this community for probably 3 or 4 years, but one thing that I will be upfront and frank is that, yeah, back then the community was definitely larger in scale and size. But I would say that it has grown away from, hungry power people and whatnot, and
hungry hippos.
It's definitely a lot more structured than what it used to be. But it's expanded in the way of the people. People that have really truly changed it. The people that are solid and active and make a sound good judgment when it comes to making decisions. But it's grown over the years and may not be as big as it used to be. But like I said, but it is what it is, and it's a solid community all around. What do you think?
Well, I'm quite the veteran here. And by veteran, I mean I've been in here for a long time. Okay. When I joined RoG, I believe Bam Bam was, I believe it was called a lieutenant commander at the time. And instead of being a general now, it was a commander then. That's what Bam Bam was at, and I kind of joined and kind of followed him, I guess you could say, because I knew him a while back. But back then, there weren't very many people because it was pretty much just starting out, I guess you could say. But over the past 1, 2, 3, 4 years and on to right now, it's only developed more as a community. Like back in the day, it just used to be a group of guys that like to play games. Now, it's still a group of guys that like to play games, but it's so much more also. Like the graphics team used to have 2 people on it. Now there's almost 10 or 11. There's so many more teams. There's a news team now, which is pretty recent. But I've seen so many usernames go, not ever come back, and then all these new ones. I remember last year I was pretty active on here, and then I kind of slowed down when school was happening, and I haven't really been on the site as much. And then once school started to kind of come to a close, and then into the summer, there's so many new usernames that I don't even recognize it anymore. But it hasn't been that long till I got to know every single one, so it's always undergoing constant change, and it's always for a positive point too.
Definitely. Next question.
Next question. Okay, the next question is from RoG Scope, and he asks, why is having district generals and generals important to RoG?
Well, Scope, there's definitely a reason behind purpose of general and district general. Due to the way the structure is right now, it's a little bit different meaning of what district general does as far as a role. The general, however, is exactly the same as it's always been. So first of all, the general role is a leadership role where you're managing your own brigade of people, which can be anywhere from 15 to 60 members. So you manage the entire thing. Within the actual brigade, there's multiple companies. So there may be 4 companies, and a captain runs each company. And then your district general is the one that's overseeing their district within their own little region, basically. So let's say the district general has 3 brigades underneath him, then that means he has 3 generals underneath him. And he just makes sure that they're absolutely being catered to and everything is being ran properly within their district, and they're just there for questions, concerns, and there to help.
Precisely.
But there definitely is a great reason to have both of these ranks in the rank structure.
Yeah, the main reason for the district generals is how it worked back in the day was they basically ran a district of maybe, I think it was 3 generals and their whole entire brigades. If the general had a question, they would go to the DG and ask them what he should do or how things are going. And there used to be meetings, and I wanted to be in them so bad, but I couldn't because I was a corporal. But anyway, but the district generals are pretty much there as they're pretty much RVs, but it's a different name. They're people you can go to if you have questions, if the RVs can't help you. I know Viper's busy all the time trying to update the site and come up with tournaments, and he even live streams from time to time and does his own YouTube channel thing. But the district generals, they're there for assistance, and they're always great people to ask, even though there's none right now. But you can always go to them and ask them. The generals pretty much just run the brigade, and they're your go-to guy when you got a question about, say, I don't know, if you're in Impulse or Hero or what have you. But they're pretty much leadership positions, and they're the guys that are pretty much, they know their way around the site and what to do and when to do it. All right, let's move on to the next question. Steele, why don't you go ahead and read that one?
I don't really want to read it, Sharks. Do I have to?
Read it.
My God. Why is that host, Sharks, so darn handsome?
Ooh, who put that question there? Oh, anyway, that's not important. No, that's not important. Let's see. Why am I so handsome? Well, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and being a rather frigid state, I guess, it's always cold, so I don't really get to go outside much, but I maintain that luscious tan. Not really, I'm really white. But anyway, it's all about the comb over up top, and you gotta dress pretty fly. You gotta be impressive, but you gotta be classy at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No. That's what you gotta do.
That's what you gotta do.
It's all about appearance, face care.
All right.
Brush your teeth. That's what's up. Yeah. All right. You wanna throw an input on that one?
No thanks.
Oh, and another tip is always eat Andy Capp's cheddar fries. They're so good.
They're so good.
Okay. Super Pro 69 for his second question asks if there are any release dates. I'm assuming you mean for just games that are coming out there top of the line. And are we going to shout out RoG United? No, we're not. Any release dates? No, we're going to shout out RoG United. RoG United is our very first brigade that is PS3 oriented instead of Xbox, and it's run by Super Pro himself. But I'm not sure if it's game specific. I'm pretty sure it's Modern Warfare 3. But those are the two companies within that. And he's always looking for more people. So if you're interested in that, then post an application, brah. As for the release dates, all I know is Borderlands 2 is September 18th of this year, and Halo 4 is November something this year, and Hitman Absolution. Okay, that's pretty much all the release dates I know. When are your release dates, eh?
Well, you can't forget about Assassin's Creed 3 coming out October 30th.
October.
You also can't forget about Watch Dogs, which I have no idea when it's coming out. Probably 2013.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that next year?
GTA 5, though, I wonder when that's coming out. Probably 2013, but that game looks pretty legit. Hopefully that comes out soon so I can get my hands on it.
Black Ops comes out November 13th. I do know that one.
Yeah, Black Ops 2 comes out.
All right, and that's all the questions we have this evening, or night, or day, or morning, whenever you're watching or listening to this. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. And if you've been watching this far, we congratulate you. And if you are still listening as we speak, I would like you to post a comment saying, "This party's a Toyota, because we don't know when it's stopping." That's as good as I can come up with in 5 seconds.
Also, guys, please give us more suggestions as to how the podcast should be. Also, please continue to ask questions and comments in that thread that we have posted in the podcast section, so that way we can incorporate it into the show. As you've seen earlier during this show, we would definitely appreciate that. And we really strive and hope to improve this show each time we roll a new one out, with the editing quality and how we go about the process and structure of it. So,
of course.
Thank you for listening, though.
Also, one more little tidbit of information. Floods, I believe, is still on his vacation type deal, but I believe that's coming to a close very soon. So he should be making his very frequent appearance back on our show.
Yes, he will. We'll see him soon, and then get it going again.
Yeah, Flood, I just want to tell you I miss you, and I got you a card. When you open it, it makes noises. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. Catch us back, same RoG time, same RoG channel, same RoG station, same RoG. This has been SharksBiteStuff on Channel 5 News with my co-anchor, RoG Steel, signing out.